I just sent one of my one-to-one coaching clients a Voxer message and I said, I should turn this into a podcast. I am on a roll. I've just had a retreat that I've held for one of my one-to-one clients on my land. I had my family visiting from Australia for 2 weeks. It's the first time my sister and my nephew have ever been to New Zealand, and they left yesterday. And all of a sudden, I've got a bunch of energy back to start recording some podcasts, adding to the Moth portal. So I have just been recording the years 2019, 2020, and 2021 for my little personal share on the Moth portal membership in the mini course called Over a Decade in the Making. This is sharing my personal big moves, some of them that happened intentionally and some of them that I realize have happened on reflection. And for quite a few months, I've just left these 3 years hanging. And it was all meant to be to actually record them now at the end of April 2024, because some stories linked together with this client who recently visited. And also just perfect timing. I finished recording 2020, then 2021, and then I had a message, a question from one of my clients, and it just all fed in really beautifully. And that's how I love with this work. So many things are connected. I often have patterns and themes that are showing up between clients, between groups, and that's when I know I need to share it with my wider community. So the question that was posed to me, because I gave some feedback saying, look, when you make decisions that are in alignment, it's not unusual for the universe to send you a challenge, a test to see if you can hold more. And so the question was, what do you mean about can I hold more? So I have shared a little bit about this through various conversations about success energy being big energy, and the universe often sending us a challenge to test whether or not we can hold the challenge, because success energy is bigger energy. And I wanted to dedicate a whole podcast to that and share this in the energy of the last 3 recordings that I've made for over a decade in the making. You can find that in the Moth portal membership, and also just the conversations that I've been having with my client. Okay, so this also goes with a question that I often pose to people is this out of resistance? Is this out of alignment? And my work is all about empty out your emotional cup, create space so that you can attract more of what it is you desire. Connect in with your soul purpose. Maybe your soul purpose is your work, your vocation, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes your work, your employment, your business actually allows you time and money to be able to live out and express your soul purpose. And then ultimately, it is also about manifesting and creating the life that you truly desire. And so when you get in alignment with your soul purpose, I believe that I am in alignment with my soul purpose, and I'm also prepared for that to evolve. But when you get in alignment with your soul purpose and you decide to make the moves to express this, to live it, to embody it, it is not unusual to be thrown challenges. And so this is where I ask people, is this challenge because this is telling you it's out of alignment? Or is it because it's out of resistance and it's something to test you to move through? And I feel like too many people take the easy way out, particularly if you're just sort of working on it on your own and you don't have any external input of someone who's unemotionally attached to what you desire, is that most people say, oh, this is telling me it's out of alignment. And I want you to take into consideration that maybe, quite possibly, your soul purpose move and this little thing is telling you you are in alignment, but the universe is testing you. It is sending you a challenge to see, can you embrace this? Because I often say to people, a life lived in flow, a life lived in alignment with your soul purpose does not mean that you are going to have a life free of challenges. I have had so many interesting challenges. I feel like it is more about the journey of how do you embrace the challenge? How do you navigate it? How do you embrace it and move through it with as much grace and ease as possible, with as much love and acceptance as possible, knowing that this is leading to something bigger? Because then if the universe sends you this challenge and you embrace it, you go with the flow of the challenge, then it goes, right, she, he, you can hold this. And now I can give you more of success energy. Because a lot of people think that when they have the thing, they're going to feel a certain way. But success energy is big energy. And this is only something that you're going to understand if you have walked the path, you have chosen to take action and experience what is on the other side. So many people don't allow themselves to do this. I did a podcast called Contemplating Failure. And so many people have the fear of failure that they actually are failing in the midst of it. They're never actually leading towards a success because the failure can be too much for them to contemplate, to handle. Okay. So when you know, or you think you know what your soul purpose is, you are going to have to take action. You are going to have to take masculine steps. It is about being in the feminine, being in the flow as well. We've got to coexist with both of the masculine and the feminine, but you're going to have to make the moves. And sometimes the move means you've got to navigate a challenge. But how much grace and ease can you do this with? Especially if you do connect in with the universe and you're like, all right, the universe is testing me, the universe is listening. And if I can move through this, then it's going to give me more of what I actually want to desire and the ability to hold that success energy. So I know, as I have taken this path over the last over a decade of making moves that come from a very intuitive place, making grounded decisions that I've got to take responsibility for, I have become aware of a pattern. I'm not saying that it's always got to be this way, but it isn't unusual for a little challenge to pop up. But I actually look forward to triggers. I look forward to challenges. I don't try and manifest them. But the viewpoint that has helped me is, oh, this is the universe testing me. Can I hold this challenge with as much grace and ease as possible? Can I navigate it with as much grace and ease as possible? Because it's just testing. What can I hold? So it can give me more of the success energy, more of what I desire, because that is big energy to hold. Rather than, oh, the universe is telling me I shouldn't be doing this, it's all out of alignment. That is the easy way out. Because if you have a vision that is big, if you have a desire that is big, those challenges, those obstacles are going to be worth overcoming. And that's why it's important to stay connected with what is it I desire? How is it going to feel? How is it that I can embody as much of those future feelings of myself in the now? How can I choose to feel good? Now, how can these challenges come about? Well, I've shared multiple in over a decade in the making of my big moves and the challenges that have often come up. Breaking my ankle and having that over a year to heal is one of my challenges, but it's formulated one of my most powerful affirmations that support me on a pretty regular basis. Is the lesson from that was to be patient and know that I have done the work. So I often say to myself, be patient, you've done the work, as one of my regular affirmations that I recite almost daily. I was sharing in the year 2021 when I decided to finally sell my bricks and mortar clinic business, which I say is my clinic baby, my second baby after Violet. I deliberated over this decision for 18 months, which was just such a long time for me to make decisions. I'm usually very instant and then I run with it. But it took me 18 months to make the decision to sell my business and close down a bunch of small businesses and go all eggs in one basket with the art of listening to your body, going online and letting that expand. And during the sale of my business, which actually happened very quickly within a month or two, it was all finalized, is that we had the mandate stuff pop up around the pandemic, like right in the middle of the transaction. It's like, all right, we're going to navigate this, and it's just a distant memory now. And when I sold my business, I then went on to break my ankle, and I've done podcasts about my broken ankle and the lessons on this and re-injuring it. But my life, all these years later, only a handful of years later, 2 or 3 years later, is incredible on reflection. And so it was just so timely to receive this message, receive this question. This is something that I talk about a lot, but I just wanted to dedicate a podcast to this about the challenges that we've got to embrace, the tests from the universe that are often sent to us to question, is it out of alignment or is it out of resistance? And most of the time it's going to be out of resistance. And this is where I have valued support in my life so much to overcome the resistance, to be able to stretch, to be able to grow, to be able to expand my capacity to actually hold more. So I hope this helps you gain different insight, maybe a different perspective as to why challenges are happening. I don't want you to be disillusioned that when you live a life in alignment that it means that you are free of challenges. I don't believe that that is true at all, but you can actually look forward to the triggers, you can look forward to the challenges, knowing that it is an opportunity to grow, to learn new skill sets, to expand your capacity, and to be able to create that space for more of what it is you want to create, the life that you desire to manifest.